Y'all, I read this article about this woman who died from a caffeine overdose, and it took the ambulance 7 hours to respond. It almost made me rethink my coffee habit. Almost. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to my channel. Shalita here. You all, it has been a full year since I did this video, and I can't believe that I've been doing bookish content for a little over a year now. So hey, we're growing. I don't know if we're growing, but as Celia said, by God, I'm here. I'm still here. So if you have been around for a while, thank you for sticking around and listening to me ramble. So today we are going to do the Bid Your Book Tag. You all, if you hear these little clickety clackety in the background, that is Pepper. For those of you who've been around for a while, you've seen Pepper at some point. And it's been a while since you've seen Pepper. We'll talk about why that is in another video. We're not here for that. Just try to listen to the sound of my voice and ignore her, ignore her, okay? So we're gonna do the mid-year book tag. We did this last year. So yeah, here we are again, middle of the year. So we've got some great things to talk about. But before we talk about those things, okay, one, let me address the elephant in the room, my nails. Okay, so I am in the process of taking off my acrylic nails. So one hand is naked and raggedy, and the other one is semi-raggedy. So don't come for me. Mind the business that pays you. Okay, it is a process, and when you're taking them off on your own, it is a lengthy process, or at least for me. All right, next order of business. Before we jump into things, okay, you're here. I have your attention. We're here, right? Okay, so while we're looking each other in the eye, like two star-crossed lovers, you go ahead and you look down on your screen, okay? Okay, and you're gonna click on that subscribe button. Okay, you can wait till the end and click on like if you like, or just go ahead and do it now. Just knock that on out of the way. Yeah, so now that we got all those things out of the way, let's jump into the tape. Let's jump into today's video. All right, so I have the questions here pulled up on my phone. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not just scrolling on Instagram mindlessly. I'm referring to the questions on my phone. So, turn my screen brightness down, okay? All right, so the first question that we have is, what is the best book you've read so far in 2025? Y'all, so some of these were a struggle for me, and only because there's an author that repeats on this list. But the best book for me in 2025 so far would have to be Real by Kennedy Ryan. If you have read this book, you already know why it is so amazing. So this is a forbidden romance. If you are a Kennedy Ryan lover, and even if you're not, maybe you don't know this, but you get so much more than just a love story with Kennedy Ryan's books. You're getting social commentary, you're getting the love story, you're getting real life issues. These characters they're so organic, they feel human. They're going through things in life that we all go through. So our main characters in this are Neva and Cannon, and Cannon's that man. So Neva is this, she's this diamond in the rough actress, she's an actress, she's a singer, on stage, but she hasn't really gotten her big break. And then Cannon discovers her one night and he's like, I need her for my next film. I need her. He is filming this biopic about this actress from, you know, the Renaissance era, from that time, the Harlem Renaissance era. Let me get that correct. And he just instantly sees that potential in her. But like I said, it's forbidden romance because you have that power dynamic, right? He's the director, he's the boss, she's the, you know, the young ingenue actress. You know, that's inappropriate. But they fall in love. So we have their love story, but they also have their own things in life that they're struggling with outside of their relationship. So it's just a really, really beautiful story, really insightful. You know, it talks about so many issues. There's a chronic illness representation in here. You get everything in this book, and it is just such a beautifully written book. I absolutely loved it, and we're getting a sequel. We're getting like this, we're getting book 2. We're getting book 2. She just announced it like a few days ago. So yes. The whole time I was like reading the book, I was like, if we're getting a sequel, I know which couple it's gonna be about. And yes, so excellent book. If you have not read this book, what are you waiting for? Get on it. So the next, actually, I'm gonna have to turn the brightness back up on this because baby, I can't see. The next question: what is the best sequel you've read so far in 2025? For me, the best sequel in 2025 so far for me, Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. I know this this list is just full of Kennedy Ryan today, right? Already, and we're only on question number 2. I don't think I've read a lot of sequels so far this year anyway. But I mean, I guess I'm just impartial. I feel like it would have been this anyway. This was definitely one of my most anticipated reads for 2025. This is the 3rd book in the Skyland series by Kennedy Ryan. The first book followed Yasmin. The second book follows Soledad, and then book 3 is about our girl Hendrix. This whole series is, you know, follows the lives of these 3 women. And what's one of the most beautiful things about it is the fact that these are women in their like late 30s, early 40s. You know, they're in their 40s, and they found each other. This friendship formed later in life, you know, so that's a big shocker there, because I mean, most people, as you get older, you find it, you know, it's hard to make friends. It's not like, you know, when you were a kid and you're on the playground and it's like, oh, that's my best friend. Like I literally went to Chuck E. Cheese with my with my kids and my nieces and nephews yesterday, and just there were instant friendships made. You know, my niece runs up to me, she's like, oh, this is my friend. You know, just a little girl she met in the little trampoline bouncy thing, you know. But yeah, but that's one of the most beautiful things about this series. And you know, each book is a love story about these, you know, women and their relationship, their romantic relationships. But underneath those romantic relationships is this beautiful friendship. You know, there's that platonic love there. That's where we're getting underneath it all. Like I said, this book follows Hendrix, and Hendrix is the rich auntie, right? She's childless by choice. She is about her business. She's about empowering other small businesses, specifically, you know, or entrepreneurs, specifically, you know, Black women, you know, Black women entrepreneurs. We have those aspects of her, and then we get a glimpse into her personal life, some of the things that she's dealing with. And one of those big things that she's grappling with is caring for her mom. I'm sorry, I'll keep like rubbing my face, but she's caring for her mom with a debilitating illness. So we're getting to see that, which is something that, you know, a lot of us will face, you know, the possibility of, you know, caring for an aging parent, and someday we ourselves will be in those same positions. But I really love the fact that this story, no ma'am, Hey, no. You got stuff to chew on. Not these. She gonna stare at me like I'm the problem. Like I'm the issue here. But I love that she addresses, you know, things that are happening to women, and because baby, I'm in the 40 club now. You know, I'm 40. So I love that she addresses things that we as 40-year-olds are, you know, addressing, you know, menopause, perimenopause. For women who are, you know, Hendrix is childless, but then she has, you know, friends who are like raising babies, you know, in their 40s because, hey, you know, they waited till later in life to do that. You know, that was their choice. But yeah, it's a really amazing series about, you know, women and their, you know, like I said, you know, the aunties, us. So just an excellent series. The spice is good. This one, I think some folks have said this one is probably spicier than the other ones. Definitely spicier than book 1, I think. Maybe in book 2, I don't know. But hey, we're not dead. You know, we have needs too. Okay? And Hendrix is very much like, hey, I got needs and they gonna get met. Yeah, so if you've read this series, I know that it is hard to make that choice. But if you've read that series, let me know down in the comments. And then let me know which one was your favorite. Book 1, book 2, or book 3. Question number 4. So hi, editing Shalita here. Editing Shalita here, back again. I forgot question number 3 for the video. So question number 3 is, what is a new release? How'd that question go? Is it what is a new release that you want to get to, or that you need to read? Something like that. Something to that effect. What is a new release that you want to get to this year? For me, a new release that I have on my shelf that I have not gotten to is Just Our Luck by Denise Williams. She is like my queen of rom-com. Yeah, it's got donuts in it. It's got pastries. There's a lottery ticket involved. So yeah, it sounds like a good fun time. If I hadn't left, I'm trying to get this video up. Okay, I didn't realize I left it off. Y'all know I'm sweating. I'm starting to sweat because it's humid, baby. It's the air you can wear. So anyway, Just Our Luck by Denise Williams. I'll pop the book up here. Yes, I cannot wait to read that. Her books are just, they're fun and flirty, and the perfect palate cleanser. So that is the new release from the beginning of this year that I have not gotten to, that is on my shelf that I need to read. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program. Question number 4. What is your most anticipated read most anticipated release for the second half of the year? And for me, that would have to be Wrath of the Fallen. I think I'm gonna put it over here. Wrath of the Fallen by Amber V. Nicole. So this is a part of Amber's Gods and Monsters series. Like I said, this is book 4. It is a romantasy, and I'm just going to let me look at the blurb, because I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's a series, it's book 4, so it's not like I can really go into like heavy details about what it's about, but I don't think I can tell you all this, because I feel like if you read the blurb for this and you've never read book 1, then it's gonna give a lot away. So we'll just like vaguely skim over things. We'll just talk about the series in general. This is a romantasy. We have 2 main characters. We have Sam Kyle, who is a god. He is the god of all gods. And then we have Diana, who is a Igmorathan, which is like this vampiric winged beast type. She's a shapeshifter, and like her beastly form is kind of something akin to like a vampiric flying creature, but she can shapeshift into other people too. She can shapeshift into anything. In book 1, Diana is like linked up with this super baddie also super hot, Caden. And Caden is like, he's the, he's the villain of our story here, right? He's a bad guy. And Diana is like his right-hand man. And basically it's them versus Sam Kyle in the beginning. But, you know how enemies and lovers happen. The enemies start to loving. So we're kind of following this story of them, right? And Sam Kyle has been like this god in hiding. We follow his re-emergence and, re-entrance into the world. Like, boom, I'm still alive, I'm here. And then Diana's rise to power and fame and their love for each other. So this is like a very action-packed series. Like I said, it's a romantasy, and baby, it does get spicy. So yes, I am excited to read that. Y'all, this is what life as a content creator with animals and children is like. You get closing and slamming doors. You get little pitter patters of feet. Okay, what was your biggest disappointment? I had one book in mind and I was like, nah, that's not even fair, because I'm like, that's an arc and you really wasn't expecting much from it because you never read from them. Anyway, so I wouldn't say that necessarily had a lot of disappointing books this year, but I think for me, I guess the most disappointing book for me was Scythe and Sparrow by Bran Weaver. Don't come for me if you love this series. Butcher and Blackbird, which is book one in this, it's a trilogy, the Ruinous Love trilogy. Book one was like, I felt like it was pretty darn unique and amazing. I absolutely loved it. The banter in it, the dark humor, everything about it was just, I was like, man, this is a breath of fresh air. This is pretty unique. I haven't read anything like this. Loved it. But then book three, I don't know, I just didn't connect with these two characters. So Scythe and Sparrow is book three in the Ruinous Love trilogy. So this series kind of follows three brothers and their three, love interests, right? So who was book one about? Which is crazy because I'm like, oh man, I love that so much. Book one was Sloane and what's my boo's name? Sloane and Rowan. Okay, book one was Sloane and Rowan. Then book two was book two was the oldest brother. And then book three follows Fionn and what is her name? Okay, whatever. I'm not looking it up right now because it was disappointing. Rose. Fionn and Rose. Okay. Fionn is, like the youngest brother out of the this trio of brothers. They are the what are their I don't know what their last names are right now. I can't think about it. Whatever. It was disappointing, right? So Fionn is, this doctor in this small town, and of course they all think Fionn is, great. Small town doc, right? He's amazing. But really, he's got like a dark past, okay? His family is into, some things. And then we have Rose, who is a member of this traveling circus, who also has a bit of a past and predilection for, shall we say, some things that aren't necessarily legal. So this is a series about serial killers, right? And serial killers falling in love, which I don't really think you can classify Fionn as a serial killer, but Rose apparently. So Rose normally doesn't get her hands dirty, but then she decides to start getting her hands dirty. She's more of a facilitator in the beginning, but they're not terrible serial killers, right? They're serial killers with a conscience, right? So Rose is kind of like the defender of, battered and abused women. She's doing this for a good cause. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't, like the way they got together, it wasn't, I don't know. I didn't feel their chemistry. So, I didn't like it. I mean, I didn't like it much. It started to get better towards the end when there was more action, but everything before that, everything before the 60% mark, I was just like, eh, eh. Have you read this series, The Ruinous Love Trilogy by Bren Weaver? Let me know what you thought of it. Yeah, did you like the series? Which one did you like? Which one did you not like? I will say this much: the narrator, the narrator for the brothers. Can you tuck? Look. When I need to do an ear tuck, there's never hair there. There's never hair available for a hair tuck. The narrators. Yes, singing me to sleep, baby. Any night of the week. Any night of the week. Next question. They're vicious. Oh, wait a minute. How about you ask the question, Shalita, before you give the answer? How about that? Okay, question number 6. What was the biggest surprise for you so far this year? And that would have to be They're Vicious Games by Joelle Wellington. Now listen, I knew that this book was gonna be good. I heard like so many people were raving about this book, so I already expected it to be good. I just didn't expect it to have me so enraptured. This book really like sunk its claws into me and wouldn't let me go. I listened to the audio of this, and I mean, the narrator, she was brilliant, but it just, oh my gosh, there is this scene. Okay, so let me tell you about the book. I mean, if you've been around, you probably heard me talk about the description of the book already. So this book follows Adina. Adina, she is a black girl at a prestigious elite private school, which is, predominantly white, rich, wealthy type, right? Adina gets into a fight with like the baddest bitch at the school and basically loses all her college prospects. And her only shot of redemption is to enter into this competition that could hopefully, get her back in the game, get her back, what she's lost. But Adina has this misconception, this misunderstanding about what this competition is really about. And it quickly becomes apparent to her that this is not just some pageant. This isn't just some, little educational competition. This is a life or death situation. People are going to die. And the first death scene, y'all, like, it rocked me. Like, not even emotionally, but it was just like listening to it was just so brilliantly written and brilliantly performed, because she's holding this girl in her arms and trying to comfort her as she's dying, and nobody's moving, nobody's helping. You know why? Because everybody else knew this was gonna happen, except for Adina. She the only one that don't realize what this competition is really about. But to watch, just to listen to that, and you can see when it clicks in her mind, like, oh shit, I could die. This girl's dead in my lap. When it clicks for her, that, like, you can imagine that, like, Alfred Hitchcock camera moment, where it pulls in and pulls out at the same time. Like, when she's like, it's registering to her that she's hollering for help and no one came to help. Like, yeah, you're in for it now, sister. So just, yeah, it's an excellent book, chilling, really well done. And I cannot wait. I just got approved for, ma'am. Ma'am, don't let YouTube hear you get in trouble. Get put on punishment. I don't know what you're doing back there, but get away from my bookshelf. Yeah, this is how I talk to her. I am a black mom. Okay, these dogs are children. They get treated the same way. Equality. Okay. She gonna get talked to the same way my kids do. Don't play with me. And she knows. She's got a book coming out. I will put it on the screen because I can't think of the title of it right now. But yeah, it's coming out this year, later on this year. I just got approved for the ARC, so yes. And this is a young adult thriller. I think I have found my new genre, young adult thrillers, because I ate this one up and I ate up another one by Tiffany D. Jackson. So I think this is my new go-to genre. Question number 7. Who is your favorite new author? A debut author or new to you author? So for me, it is a tie. It is between Joelle Wellington and Tiffany D. Jackson. These were my first reads by these two authors, and they are both young adult thrillers, and these books just blew me away. They were very captivating, thrilling. They found a way to like creep you out and scare the living daylights out of you, but also sprinkle in some social commentary. So I will definitely be reading more from these two authors. Question number 8. Who is your newest fictional crush? Well, I'm a greedy girl. So for me, it is between these two fine specimen. That will be Mr. Maverick from Can't Get Enough, and Cannon from Real. First of all, I love both of these men because they are fine, okay? But not only that, they worship these two women. I don't mean like worship in let's get a restraining order, but they revere these women. They respect them. They support them. They see the greatness and the potential and the talent in these women, and they acknowledge it. They celebrate it. They recognize the greatness in these women, and they're not afraid of that. They fully 100% support that, and they acknowledge that, hey, I can bring something great to your life, but you are already great without me. So I just love that. I love that they compliment their women in the sense that, hey, they're women of, Neva and Hendrix are already two amazing women, and they're just the cherry on top for them, So yes, we love to see a man that is not threatened by a woman's success. A man that fully supports that woman's success. A man who is not just attracted to a woman's beauty, but to their light. Okay? So yes, two amazing men, Cannon and Maverick. Okay, editing Shalita back again, back at the JLB too, at that. Clearly I left a question off the list. I feel like I'm never gonna get this video finished. I'm never gonna get this video edited. Newest fictional character. Who is your favorite newest fictional character? That would have to be my man, Mr. Roman Carruthers from King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. The cunning and the calculations that this man was playing chess and the rest of them were playing checkers. The lengths that he was willing to go to for the people he loved. You had to respect it. You had to respect it. The man really put in that work for his family. Just an excellent example of like a morally gray character, go read that book. Next on the list, what is a book that made you cry? This is almost not even fair because so many books made me cry this year. which is not different from last year either. Okay, I'm a sucker for emotional reads. Okay, I'll cry at anything. I cry at Disney movies. Stop playing with me. I can't just pick one. Okay, I don't know which book made me cry the most, but Magnolia Parks had me in my feelings for sure. Just such a gut wrenching romance. I almost feel like you can't even classify this as a romance. This is more of a this is contemporary fiction for me, with, you know, some romantic elements. It is about a couple and their struggles, but baby, there's nothing sweet and fluffy about what they got going on. This is so, God, these are young people just hurting each other and trying to figure things out. I mean, this book put me in a freaking this put me in a reading slump. It really did. Like, after Magnolia Parks, I was like, baby, where do we go from here? I'm bereft. I was just so down. Like, this book was so heavy. What else? So there's that. I mean, that's how I start my year off. Real was amazing. It made me cry. Can't get enough. Just the whole storyline with her mom. Yeah, made me cry. You know, I am part of the Dead Dads Club, as Christina Yang said, and you know, they talk about her dad's death and the impact that it had on her mom, and all things going on with her mom. So, you know, my mother's getting up there in age. I lost my father when I was, just right before my 19th birthday. So yeah, this book just tore me up. And then King of Ashes, which is a thriller. My guy S.A. Cosby, he knows it's a thriller, but he knows how to hit you right here in the chest. Okay, just need to stop. So those are the books that made me cry this year. Yeah. Okay, that was question 10. If I didn't say that, that was question 10. Question number 11. A book that made you happy. The Fastest Way to Fall by Denise Williams. Denise Williams she's one of my favorite romance authors. And it's because she does like rom-com so well. She does dialogue so well. It's so cheeky and cute. The banter, it's not like this cotton candy sugary in your mouth, it's not like that, but it's witty, it's funny banter, and it just, like, this is how people really talk to each other. People aren't always like, oh, the moon and the stars in her eyes. It's not some Harlequin romance. This is like really like, taking digs and shots at each other, just good wholesome fun in a relationship. And building up a relationship. So this is a very cute, fun read. So this book follows our main characters, Britta and Wes, right? Am I right? Wes, yes, Britta and Wes. So Britta is a writer. She's a writer for like this lifestyle blog, or lifestyle magazine, and she just really hasn't hit her big break. I think she's more like I don't know. She's not an assistant. Is she an assistant? Well, anyway, she just hasn't hit her big break, right? And she's a curvy girl. She's plus size. And then we have Wes. So Wes is the CEO of the fitness app. And Britta is tasked with doing like this joint article with a coworker, testing out the app. But she has to do it kind of like, incognito. She's going in as, posing as just your typical user, which, she is. She's testing it out, but, she's not going in as Britta, the, lifestyle blogger. She's going in, hey, it's Britta, the girl who's trying to get healthy. Wes is not going in. Wes is a coach. Wes is coaching, but he's not going in as Wes the CEO. He's just posing as this regular old coach. This is a bit of like forbidden romance because of the, the work dynamic, or I guess it's forbidden / workplace romance, because You know, they both got a job to do, and both of their jobs are kind of, you know, it's her job to investigate this app, and then it's his job to be a coach. So, but yeah, it's just really fun, cute romance, a great palate cleanser. I listened to the audiobook, and it was fun. It was a good time. Question 12. What is the most beautiful book that you bought this year or received this year? So, for me, here we go. Like, this was a tough one. Keep saying that. Let's see. I have a couple. Honestly, I have a couple. So, I'm cheating. I know I am. I'm supposed to be picking one book, and I'm like, oh, I have a couple. So, but I mean, I can't help it. Well, I have two. Okay, I have two, and I know that I bought that I received these this year. So these two are from my Satisfiction book subscription. So I have Living Legend by Ali Shanti, and Celestial Bodies by R.A. Moreau. Not gonna lie, 100% have no idea what these books are about. But I know that Satisfiction is like a fantasy subscription service that highlights authors, Black authors and authors of color. So I know that they're fantasies. But look at we said, beautiful. We're talking about beauty, right? We're not even talking about descriptions and synopsises and all that good jazz. So let's check out these covers. Is that not? Oh, hold on. This one's sliding away. Check out that book sleeve. Or dust jacket, whatever you want to call it. Isn't that gorgeous? That's gorgeous. And the foiling. Bam. Bam. That is a thing of beauty. And then you got the back. Okay, get into it. And then, of course, your sprayed edges. Check it. Just gorgeous. Just a gorgeous book. And then we have this thing of beauty. Boom, 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 boom. It's just a thing of beauty. Look at the cover. And look at the, hold on, y'all. Look at the cover. Look at that character on there too. She's gorgeous. Gorgeous. And that foiling. All right, let's get into the edge work here. The sprayed edges. Bade bing, bade boom. Gorgeous. So yes, two really gorgeous books. Like I said, these are fantasies. Do you want the rundown? Here, let's see. Okay, so this is Living Legend. It says, Dani, groomed by Lilith herself, has long been spreading horror in the murk of purgatory. She never asked to be summoned to Heaven's Gate and never expected to be charged with the stubbornly attractive angel Nicholas as her partner. Though with a face like his to look at, Dani isn't about to complain. The lines between good and evil are shifting. Dani discovers that, lurking in her familiar darkness, are secrets. Secrets she would never have guessed at and doesn't understand. Now she must ask herself, who is a demon supposed to trust? So she's a demon. Okay. Clock it. He'll have to join the forces with the last entity he expected. But sometimes true loyalty lies in the most unexpected places. Nicholas is a sentry angel yet to see actual combat, so it comes as a surprise when he's summoned by the highest angelic executive. The biggest shock is being forced to rally together with an alluring demon he can't get out of his head. But as allegiances are tested, Nicholas discovers a lot is hiding between the boundaries of good and evil. Side by side, Nicholas and Dani must fight the unknown in whatever form it takes. All right, so this is an angels versus demons type situation. This is rivals to lovers, enemies to lovers situation. So, sounds good. Celestial Bodies. In the world of Celestia, the princesses of House Sun are not known by name or face. They are known only as Vipers, 9 deadly assassins who serve the serpent ruler of Solaria. Celeste is the last Viper to be dispatched, and her mission is critical. Infiltrate the Lunar Kingdom and eliminate the demon prince Simple, right? Except Apollo. Except Apollo Alkaline. Alkaline? Alkaline? Is unlike any target she's faced before. Look, baby, I was not a hooked on phonics child, so maybe there's a spelling guide in here, pronunciation guide in here somewhere. So I love me a good fantasy, romantic, and this one. And lastly, question number 13. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? So I have my, hold on, because I want to be honest with you all. We're accountability buddies here. So I want you guys to hold me accountable. Okay? So you just hold on. Just hold on. Okay. All right, my little accountability buddies. Here we go. So the books that I need to read by the end of the year. So who remembers my journal setup video? My reading goal for 2025 is to read 70 books. So of the 70 books, I said I want to read 25 books that I already own. Well, I said, you know, my big goal was to primarily like read physical books, read more physical books than you know, audio, because I listen to a lot of audiobooks. So, but I want to prioritize. Yeah, I can't get it together, boo. I can't get it together. I can't buy a vowel right now. My reading goal this year is to read 70 books. Of those 70 books, I would like for 25 of them to come from this list. 25 books that I already own. I don't know if you guys can see this. So here is where we stand right now. This is, and I've checked them off. I don't know if you can see those little check marks. So of those 70, I have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And not of those 70. Of those 25, I've read 7 already. So for the rest of the year, I really need to prioritize Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. So Let Them Burn by Camila Cole. Sky Full of Elephants by Sibo Campbell. The Girl with No Reflection, and this one's by Kesha Chow, I believe. And then I have this one's an ebook, Obsidian Feathers, and this one's by N. Casera, I believe, or Caceres. Probably butchering that. It's gonna go on the screen somewhere. Bear Town by Frederick Backman. Take My Hand, and this one is by Dolan Perkins Valdez. You know, the printing on here is really small. Leave me alone. Model Home by River Solomon. Blood and Brujas by Michaela Hornado, which I really need to read because I have the ARC for book 2. So I really need to read that. The Blueprint by Ray Gianna Rashad. This one has been on my TBR at least twice this year. The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I'm kind of iffy about this. There's some controversy about this book, or about this author particularly, so I feel like I need to do a little bit more research, and then I will make my final decision on that one. Shiver by Allie Reynolds. This is already on my June TBR. I have the physical book. I just got the audiobook from Libby, so I'm gonna have a nice little immersive experience. It's gonna be amazing. The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. This next one is it's a local author, so I really want to read this. This one's an ebook. Crowns of Resemblance by H.K. Lauren. It is a romantasy. This Ravenous Fate by Haley Dennings. This one is, you know, the Harlem Renaissance and Black vampires, and it's a sapphic romantasy, so top tier. Or hoping it's top tier. It sounds top tier. Hoping it's top tier. Daughters of the Merciful Deep, and this one is by, who's this one by? Leslie Penelope. Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. This one is by Gail Honeyman. This one is also on my June TBR. Fingers crossed we get to it. And then that's it. So those are the books that I want to, that I need to read by the end of the year, because they are on my 25 and 2025 list. So I think it's doable. It's doable. I read seven of them in 6 months. I can read 18. I can read 18 books in the next 6 months. I can do it. I have faith in myself. Those are the priority reads for the rest of the year. Everything else is just ice cream on the cake. Oh, what else? Oh, what else do I really need? I need to finish the arcs that I'm currently reading before the end of the year. So one of them releases in October. I'm already reading it. Wrath of the Fallen. I need to read that because it also releases in October. So I want to read that. What else? I feel like I'm reading another arc that needs to be. I'm reading. I'm reading 2 arcs right now. One releases at the end of this month, so I gotta finish that. That one is the Blood Rains Down by I was getting ready to call the author by the character's name, by H.M. Wolf. Y'all, I'm scatterbrained. It's probably time for coffee number 2. Literally just got off the phone with the mister talking about coffee and coffee shops. So the brain is like, coffee. Coffee. Give it to me. So that's it. That is it. That's all that I have for you all. I will leave these questions down in the comments, in the description box, one or the other. You gonna get these questions. So feel free to yes, take these questions, run with them. And if you do, tag me in your video. Yes, I'm not the original creator of this tag, but tag me in it so that way that I know that that you watched this video and you know, decided to do it because of why. Yes, I'm not tagging anybody in particular. You watch this video, you do this video, okay? You do it. You tag me so I know that you did it. So that way I can come watch, okay? Because I like to watch. I can't even wink. Okay. Let's do it again. If you do it, tag me in it. Cause I'm gonna watch it. Cause I like to watch. I think I got it that time. I think I got it that time. All right, that's it, folks. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for sticking around, for the rambling, for the doors closing, for the pitter-patter of animal paws. I mean, that's not why you stuck around. You stuck around for clearly me and the content, but thank you for bearing with, cue the door opening. Thank you for sticking around and bearing with life, the sounds of life, okay, and parenthood, motherhood, adulthood. All right. Like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. Stay hydrated. And until the next one, friends. Bye. Oh, the camera. Oh my God. YouTube. Yeah. YouTube.
What did I do?
Human and dog. You just came by like a piece of meat. She could just.
How long?
Bye.
Just storm past her?
Yeah, storm. Bye. Let me hold up a journal. We need some more like everything has content. Don't forget to film it. Okay. I don't even know. We need some shots. Shot. Everybody. Book tag. Do that for like the questions. A, B, C. Okay, good. That's good. I like it. like it a lot. Was that all good? Does my lips look moist enough? Oh, so. Ooh. All right. Ooh, honey, the babies. The babies ain't babies no more. They're teens. Okay.